personal life or out there in the world, you know, in a more public or professional sense. But really underlying that with this Saturn transit is a chance for you to get to know yourself better, to get to know how to cooperate with yourself better, and to understand what your style is and what your needs and requirements really are, so that whether you're in a relationship or you're not, no matter what type of relationship it is, once you know yourself better, then that relationship can flow better, or it can feel more satisfying. And maybe during the Saturn transit, some of you will actually realize that you do a lot better in certain other types of relationships, whatever kind they are, friends or workmates or lovers or spouses or children or parents, whatever type they are, but that the central relationship, the primary relationship, it seems to be where the energy or the make or break point within yourself is centered. And so if you get to know yourself better and what your needs are, maybe then there you get a chance to upgrade things, improve things in that relationship. Now, oftentimes with Saturn, we begin to feel that there's a distinct lack in our relationships, whether we are in one or not. So that would be maybe like a marriage or partnership. And you might begin to feel that you want to have somebody who's more your style in your life, whether you're in a relationship or not. So these are the sort of things that start to happen with Saturn in that area there. But of course there's a lot else happening as well with the rest of the planets. And about October in general, this is a very practical month where the Sun is just now, until the 23rd anyway. And so it might mean you've got to deal with the to-do list, just more chores and niggly details on your mind, or this might be the moment to get to grips with that pile of work gathering dust in the corner there, or indeed some of you might be having to keep a weather eye on health issues, yours or another's. Also some of you could be learning skills at this time, or applying your skills at this time. So definitely a busy sort of time, but a practical time as well. So it's kind of your thing, Taurus, and you want to get things running smoothly. So if there's maintenance to do or repairs, whether that's in external sort of bits of kit and equipment, or whether that's to do with your own body, then this would be the time to do a bit of housework there, see to that. And it looks as though you will, though, have a chance to have a laugh and have a smile as you go forwards. Until the 5th, Mercury's in the same area there. That means that conversations with others may be centered around this very sort of practical area to do with basic stuff, health stuff, work stuff. And you'll be dealing perhaps more with co-workers, colleagues, service providers, having more conversations through whatever way that you normally do, and keeping a steady weather eye on health, or even having discussions about health matters. And then maybe more paperwork as well. And then from the 5th, your communications, your conversations will be maybe more personal, one-to-one, and you listening to what others have to say, but also them listening to you, whether it's information-based or whether it's to do with speculation, or just a difference of opinion maybe as well, and listening to other slants on things you don't have to agree with, but at least it helps you to clarify your own slant on things. And you yourself may be more looked upon as the information giver or storyteller or go-between or teacher, guide at this time yourself. Venus remains in a very warm, sociable area, flooding the foundations of your chart with this warm energy, until the 3rd, so not very long into October, but you're probably listening to this in September anyway. So this can manifest in various ways. It can mean that you can do well through property, whether that's some kind of a deal there, or simply appreciate what you have and where you're located. Whether you're located long-term or short-term, you're appreciating the surroundings and the people in the surroundings, or the beings, should I say, in the surroundings. The nature in the surroundings. A good time to be, perhaps for some of you, working from home, or mingling with others within the community, within the neighborhood, just within the locality, and feeling sort of genial, and feeling a good vibe around. Some of you could be, as I say, connecting very much more with nature as well. It's more likely you'll be playing host or a visitor to somewhere or someone that you really appreciate. You could be having more of a social interaction, or enjoying entertainments within the locality as well, if you're lucky. And another way this works as well is internally. It just brings more of a feeling of balance to you. Now, you've got Mercury, though, up until the 5th, in a very busy working area, and so is the Sun, so maybe some of you are out there digging the veggie plot, or adjusting your pot plants on the windowsill, and repotting them, or whatever. Anyway, Venus moves on the 3rd, and Venus's new position can compute as more connecting with young people, children, young people, pets, animals, which are pets, of course. And for some of you it may mean romance, and you and someone could be sharing admiring glances, or maybe you are just being admired in another kind of a way, or you yourself are admiring someone who you would like to emulate. This is a very creative area for Venus, an artistic area, and in general it means more enjoyment through those types of creative pursuits, leisure pursuits, or things that you just find satisfying. You like to hang out with those people in that place, or on your own, and really are enjoying this thing that you are, this activity, whatever it is. And a relationship may center around, a new relationship can center around any of these things. Until the 2nd week, personal or professional exchanges are likely to become more lively due to the position of Mars. There may be conflicts, or because of others, there's more physical demands put upon you, and someone could elicit strong opinions in you, but also vice versa. And you feel, well, you can feel irritated, and you can start to feel hot under the collar because the Mars energy is very hot. But also it can work in other ways, that you feel I was going to say that you get the hots for someone, or someone gets the hots for you, but it can work in that way as well, that you feel a strong pull towards someone, or vice versa, hopefully, both at the same time. But once again, you just need to be cool down, be patient, because whatever it's about, Mars tends to be hasty. And throws caution to the winds, and then maybe makes a mistake, makes a false start, or comes across in the wrong kind of a way. And if it's about differences of opinion, then again perhaps you can come across as too heavy-handed. So just don't dive in headfirst before you're really sure about someone's motivations or someone's capabilities in whatever sort of situation you find yourself in there. And above all, don't let somebody else overtire you because you're trying too hard, or because their demands are just constant on you. So that can be another way it works. It can work in various ways. But overall, cooperation with someone is favoured, as alliances can be beneficial and very productive. But you just got to slow down sometimes and give the other person some space, listen to their point of view, and look for a win-win solution.
and remember that teaming up with someone can be invaluable. Then from the 7th, that's beginning of the second week of October, Mars goes into a more inward area and will be there to help you process your inner hopes and fears, which you tend to keep a lid on, whatever that's about. It can be related to finances, property, or certain contracts or agreements which are old ones, or ones you're thinking about getting into, or ones that you're already in. And it could be an area where you've got to just tread with extra care. It's a sensitive area. You're feeling more sensitive maybe, but also you're sensitive to another's feeling. And it could be that someone touches you very deeply, or something touches you very deeply. But as I say, you tend to keep the lid on it. You tend to keep it to yourself. So that can be in just a wide variety of ways. But you do as well tend to be more inward sensing, and you want to do the right thing, but you can't really share it either. However, it would be a good idea to find somebody to confide in, preferably somebody who's like an impartial outside person, if you need to, because sometimes this Mars transit puts that kind of pressure on you. In some cases, this transit means that there can be a sizzly sort of encounter with someone else, if you get lucky there, and you both, have this passion for each other, or it can be that you are very passionate, almost obsessed about something as well. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's for you to judge. But this is a very good time to throw your energies into a joint project. It might be, as I say, centered around finances, property, possessions, or a venture which relies on somebody else. You're not totally in the driving seat. You rely on somebody else's endorsement, somebody else's contribution, somebody else's say, really. And this area here, you could be inwardly, you could be weighing things up, the pros and the cons, shall I, shan't I? And this area here is also about debts, but it can be debts due or owed, or creating a debt, or actually being the one that is the lender as well. So there's lots of that kind of sort of feel here. And speaking of feeling, this is not a very rational area. It's a very sensitive, intuitive, instinctive area. So sometimes maybe it's better for you to sense your way forwards and listen to the gut, rather than think your way forwards. Although thinking does have its uses, but really that gut knowing, that's the way to go here with this one. And feelings will be more sensitive, or you're aware of others around you feeling sensitive, or you feel just that you've got to tread a fine line where others are concerned, but you tend to have this guarded feeling. But having said all that, this is actually a gear change area, so you're likely to be shifting gears and moving from one stretch of road to the next, if that's in a minor way or a major way in your life at the moment. It's a good time for research, actually, with Mars there. It's a good time for sort of finding out stuff, digging and delving, you see. And you will, by the time the transit's over, have let go of some sort of plan or standpoint or opinion, and actually, really, this is a good time to clear the decks, because as it likes to renew, space has got to be made with Mars here in your life for that renewal. So it's clearing the decks, making space, changing gear, and moving on to the next stretch of road. And just letting go of it, whatever it is, whether it's a little thing or a big thing. Now, Jupiter, planet of expansion and potential abundance, is in a very good area for you materially at the moment. Be there until next June. so that can get you on a better footing materially, and that's around finances or property or possessions as well. So that's good news for you, Taurus. And it can also mean over these months that you get a chance to use your talents in a better kind of a way, or learn more and turn those talents into skills which you can apply better, and without the added weight of Saturn in your house of health and work. So whoopee, that's leaving that area there. And from the 23rd, you will be you will be looking to compromise in a partnership, looking to find a mutual win-win solution, but also a relationship, not necessarily a partnership, but a relationship, whether it's a personal one or professional one, will need some kind of more of your attention, or some kind of a commitment, maybe signing on the dotted line for some reason. And again, that will be in a minor or a major kind of a way. Okay, well that's it for October. If you're not on my website already, go there and you'll see what's I've written about the slower moving outer planets, which don't change a lot month to month, but this is a big move with Saturn here. And set what I've said here against that, if you haven't read them already. And also listen to your moon sign forecast or your rising sign forecast. That gives you a sort of an idea if you put them all together, and you get used to picking out the bits that apply to you. And I hope that helps, and I'll see you the next time.